You're most welcome to my YouTube laboratory. My name is Daudi Alaba. Today is actually very early in the morning in the farm. I traveled here some few days ago. I came here purposely to have my birds injected against fall typhoid. But I also have a batch here, which is about 45 weeks. So today in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can grow faster in your farm when you are starting everything from zero. I started farming some 2 years ago, that is in 2023 on July. Actually in August, that's when the birds reach in my farm. So I started this farm just very little from nowhere, from scratch. And currently, where I am right now is something which is amazing. And in total, currently I'm keeping up to 6,000 birds. That is what I do right now. And all of them, they are not in this farm. I have 3 different farms that are others. Those 2 other farms, they are not mine. But all of them, they are 100% under my control. It means I am 100% the one who takes care of those farms. So that way I'm going to be sharing with you how you can be able to grow your farm as fast as I have done. Considering 6,000 birds just within 2 years is something that actually very many people cannot do. So that way I'm going to be sharing with you how the techniques that you can use in your farm so that your farm grows that fast, and then you can also achieve what is greater. I started this farm from when I was actually not having money. I started as a security guard. I went to work in the central part of the country. I worked as a security guard for 1.5 years. So by then, I just collected money slowly by slowly until I started. We started a smaller chicken coop, and then I reached there. This is where I went next. So let us dive directly into the factors actually that can influence you to grow in your farm as fast as I can do. The first thing that you need to have is a plan. Plan is something that nobody should avoid, especially somebody who needs to start a business. A plan that I'm talking about is not just a business plan. It is a plan for your life. What is the biggest plan for your life? It means after sitting down with you and yourself, you discuss about what you want your future to look like. So at this moment, it is a decision to make a choice of what you really need for your life and your future. So this decision, I would preferably say it is just between 2 things, either to be poor or to be rich. When you have decided to do either of them, maybe you have decided to be rich, and how you are going to be rich is now through poultry farming. So how you are now going to start to plan for poultry farming, the first thing that I would recommend you to do is to plan long term. You see, failure to plan is actual planning to fail. And when you are planning things, sometimes people just take things like as they just imagine, because they will think like I want to start a farm and I want to reach 10,000 birds just within 2 years. So to some extent, that one cannot be possible, especially when you are starting from scratch. Let us take me, for instance, and I know very many people who are watching me right now. What they are looking for, what they're searching for on YouTube videos is also there's some strength to kickstart on any business that they want to start. So now you are starting from scratch. There is no way that you can start from this year and then next year you have 10,000 layers, unless when you are doing something which actually you already have a lot of money. That way you can even start with 10,000 layers one way. So why you need to plan is I will advise you to plan long term. And why you should plan in long term is because businesses, all the businesses, not only poultry, all of them, they have their ups and downs. And most of the times in the beginning, businesses, they don't give profit. You'll be working, and you reach also that point where you almost lose everything. You can use all the resources that you have from the other sectors and then to consider one business, when actually you're not seeing any hope or nothing like it is moving forward. So that way, if you don't plan long term, it means you are just going to crash. You are just going to give up. And by the time you give up, you will continuously be giving up in any business that you have. So that one is caused by lack of plan. And the second reason why you should have a long-term plan is the way you decide make decisions for your farm. So let's take for example, that is the second chicken house that I built, and this is the second one. Okay, the third one that I constructed here. So this chicken house is actually a huge one. It was a little bit expensive than what I could afford at that time, but I did it. And also, I did not stock both sections once. I only stocked the lower section because I did not have enough money for both sections. And why did I decide to do double storage when I knew very well that I cannot stock all of them? It is because of long-term plan. I knew it was not just going to always be like it at that time. One day I was going to manage it up to this level. So constructing chicken house twice is also lack of plan. Like I can construct this one, which would be expensive, considering the number of iron seeds that I use there. It means it will be also the same number that I would use for another chicken house. So because of that, I knew very well that very soon I'm going to stock this one. So considering that chicken house, I told you I have 1,400 layers, which are right in that chicken house. But that chicken house has only a capacity of 500. It means this place obviously is going to be filled with the birds which are there, and that is what I'm going to also do at this farm right now. So that way, if you have a very good plan, it will actually help you to really have assess things in a better way. There are very many people that I know who suffers from what I called the paralysis of analysis. When they are planning, they always think actually unrealistically. When you think unrealistically, that one means you are going to be imagining things beyond or less than what they are supposed to be. So considering your situation, especially you're coming from nowhere, I was a security guard, I was earning 150,000 every month. So thinking about it, I would just be suffering with my little money. I'll be thinking like that money cannot really do anything, like what everybody else says. So I refused to think like that. I had my plan that one day I wanted to be rich, but there was no way that I would get rich. So what I decided to do, I knew very well I was not going to do it just easily. It was going to be very tough for me. So I was ready to really fight. I was ready to move. And that move, I knew very well it was not going to be easy. So the second point, be very focused. And being focused is especially when you are starting something very small. Don't really suffer from what I call the paralysis of analysis, because that one is especially for people who doesn't have enough money. They'll either find some other reasons to use their money rather than investing that money. You see, what we believe is a future. We may need to enjoy life today, but future is more important than what it is today. Because when you enjoy like only 5 years of your life today, and then you suffer the rest of your life, that one doesn't make any sense. Because sometimes I am a strong believer. I believe that God can bless you, and then when you don't really use the opportunity that God has given you to do something, and it will reach a time that you will not be able to do whatever that you are doing at that very right time. So that way, I ask anybody who wants to really make a big farm to be focused. And being focused means you should start the farm and then make sure that you really make it to progress. You really make it to move on. It doesn't matter whether it comes to rain or sunshine. Make sure that the farm moves. And your focusing point must grow towards your business. And I will give you, for example, me personally, I started this poultry farm like 2 years ago. By then, I just finished my school. And after finishing the school, I started the farm. And ever since that, I got no chance. You know very well that after finishing a school, you must build a home. And up to now, I haven't even got any chance to build a home for myself, because I'm focusing on the poultry farms. And these are the only houses that I have over this place. And this is my homeland. Where I am supposed to be, I have where I sleep. So every time I come here, I just don't have anywhere to sleep, but I have only these chicken houses. Because I know when I have chicken here fully filled, it will be easy for me to construct a house. That is where my focusing point has actually reached. The third point that any person who needs to start a business is you should know your business. You should know your business in and out. I'm talking this one because I told you that I'm keeping 6,000 birds right now, and all those birds, they're not mine. There are some 4,000 of them which belongs to different people. I normally work with people who are diaspora, who works abroad, and these people, the first thing when they connect to me, the first thing that I tell them is they must know their business from A up to Z. And before I start to work with them, the first thing that I start to do with them is to teach them. I don't like to start a business with them before they know anything about the business. So what I do is I teach them and I explain to them the reason it doesn't matter how you trust me and anything else. People change, everything change, and anybody who doesn't accept change will be changed by force. I first start by teaching them about poultry farming. I put for them all the documented information about poultry farming so that they are aware. And by the time that I start to work with them, they don't doubt what I do, because I will be feeding them at the beginning with the how much birds are supposed to eat, which type of vaccination birds are supposed to get, at what age birds are supposed to start to lay, and which type of food birds are supposed to eat so that they lay at the most appropriate time. And by the time when we start the business, when maybe they send to me their money, they know that they're sending this money for this type of vaccine, they are sending this money for this type of feed, they are sending this money for this type of purpose. And that way, it keeps them in harmony. Especially when I tell them something that they don't know, I ask them for money. It's like when I was at school, there was one of my friends who actually requested his father to send for him money, because he told his father that he broke a periodic table. Periodic table is something that is just drawn on paper. So how can you break it? So it becomes a lie. So something like that can easily happen. So if you are not aware, if you don't know anything about it, it means it will be easy for somebody to actually cheat you, especially when you're not around. I have very many people who contact me that I should work with them. I don't really reject it, because for me, I'm African riser. I want Africa to grow. My place was being seriously hit by hunger. And that is what I'm fighting. I want people to join me in the move so that we feed the population. Every day, every year, there's always hunger. I don't really like it because I suffer it when I was yet young. So I'm fighting so hard to make sure that there is food on table. The point number 4 is don't spend your income, because businesses, they are sometimes they are crappy. You can start a business this year. Some people, they are lucky that they can start to get profit just immediately. And when you are getting profit and then they start to think that the profit will continuously be coming like that, they start to spend their income anyhow, without thinking about how the businesses would grow. I will tell you that this business, ever since I started it in 2023, I have never picked any money from this farm to be invested in anywhere. You can see, for example, I told you that I don't have where a house within this place here, because I know when I keep picking money from there, constructing a house is also a little bit expensive, especially if you want to put it in a standard that I want. It can be very, very expensive. And now picking money from the farm to construct my own house will actually let me not to feed my birds. If I feed them, I will give them poor feed. So that way I just refuse. I don't want to pick any money from there. Everything that I get from my farm, I invest it back until it reaches up to 5 years, when I know very well that my farm will be bigger than this, and then I will have very stable source of income and the profits will be a little bit bigger. That's when I will plan now to do other things when I get some money from the farm. Though I will be planning other things, but the farm must also go. The farm has no limits to grow. The population is growing every day. You go to hospitals, people are being born every single day. So that way it means all those people who are born, they will grow, and then they will start to eat food. So where is the food going to come from if we stop at this level? Because population for it is growing, and we are stopping at with the farm at this level. No way. We are supposed to continue to grow the farm without the limits, until when they say that the population is enough, no production, nothing else. That is maybe when we shall say that we are stopping here with the farm. So without that, our farm must go. There is no limit. Our plans are long, and like I told you, the least plan, the shortest plan that I have for anything that I do is at least 5 years. That is the shortest plan. And I have like 10 years plan, 5 years plan. That is what I do. So personally, I've chosen to do that. Plan is very, very important for any business that anyone needs to start. While keeping your name. You see, this is what very many people don't understand. For us, me personally, I keep my name. I work with very many people in different fields. I started by selling second-hand clothes. That was the first business that I did. And keeping my name has always been the best thing that I've known in my life. And when I was selling second-hand clothes, people actually send their money, even including people who doesn't know me, because some people, they tell them, don't just worry. Just say she has no problem. And that is how they know me. And also, there are also people in the stores. Sometimes they wish like they should give me bells and then I pay them later. I just don't like it, because that's not my plan. I haven't reached that capacity. I can't hold something that I am unable to fulfill at that moment. So I have to know my limits. Those, to some extent, I know very well that rich people, they use other people's money to grow, like they borrow loans for them to expand. I know the expansion may not be as fast as I may think. So that way I just reject the proposals of that nature. I know very well that when I focus, because I have long-term plans, I'm not having this short-sighted syndrome of starting something today and expecting myself to be up or rich just next year. No way. I don't have like that. I know I'm going to, for me, it is going to be longer than almost everybody, and I'm ready to sacrifice. So anybody who does not want to sacrifice for the dreams, obviously the dreams will become his sacrifice. So that way it is has actually enabled me. Those 5 factors, I have always seen them very, very important, especially the last one that I said, you should keep your name. It helps me in my farm. I don't stay in my farm. In my farm, there are workers who only stays here, and my birds, they are doing perfectly well. My birds are at the 40th week, and these birds you see here, they are laying at their best. So that way it means the workers are also doing their best here. And why are they doing their best? Because whenever I call them on phone, I tell them what to do, they know exactly that is what they are supposed to do, and then they jump into doing it. And the other thing comes in trusting. I keep my words, and when I tell them something, I don't really disappoint them. In terms of salary, I'm not giving them the best that I want to be giving them. So I advise them, I tell them what we are doing right now and where we started from. So the feature of this business, I explain to them. I don't keep people like a slave, like slaves. I keep them like the real human beings. So that way, they know me one person. I never change. When they know me like Daudi Alaba, that is what it remains. And also with the people that I work with, that is also what I keep. I keep my name. I know I'm still very young. I'm just born some 26 years ago. Very young guy, very young boy just. So that way I know I'm going to do business for quite a long period of time. But when I spoil my name today, what do you expect will happen for me tomorrow? Just very uselessness. Maybe I will be in prison. So why? Why would I choose to be in prison? It is easier to make a lot of money in right way than making it in wrong way. So anybody who considers any business can just start it, but consider these 5 factors. They are very, very important. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Daudi Alaba. If it's your first time watching me, this is the laboratory where we teach each other about poultry farming particularly. And if you have never subscribed to this YouTube lab, please do so at this very right time, so that you support us and then we get motivated to do more for you in this laboratory. See you in the next video.